Hey there guys, this is Obsidian Chill. Got another video for you today. Before I finished up some of my other videos that I'm working on at the moment, I wanted to get this video out because I can't change powers until I do. With the recent update we had today, August the 15th, we now have that third artifact slot. So I wanted to get a video out going through the very best artifacts that you should have as controller and which ones you should be focusing, well, hopefully that you leveled up over the double nth metal, or ones that you should be focusing going on in the future. So essentially, we'll go through all five of the, technically all five of the control artifacts first, and I'll tell you which ones don't make the cut. Obviously, the Entwined Rings of Azar is the most garbage artifact there is for controller. That's the very first one to come out. None of you should have this already. Said that plenty of times. So, of course, you can ditch that one. The other one that I see a lot of people talking about on the forums or asking questions about is the Omegahedron. That one, as you can see, using a superpower between 25 and 75% increases your base power regeneration up to 12.5 seconds, or 12.5% for 6 seconds. Now, if you spec the way I recommend, which is going to be, maxing out your power and then putting the rest into VIT. Like if you spec that way and the way you do in my videos, you're not going to have any issue with that. Even if you have power regen issues, you should be working on your Bottled City Soda first anyway before the artifacts. It's only 112,000 XP, and this is much better than the artifacts because it's on especially for controller role. Restores a little bit of power between like 1,400, 2,000, 2,500, something like that. So not a lot of power, but that doesn't matter. It's free power. It's unlimited soda. Every 60 seconds, you get 90% of your max power, 90% of your max health. Because if you look at the sodas extremes, you have a chance to get between 50 and 90 and 45 to 80. And with the Bottled City Soda at rank 8, you're guaranteed 90 and 90. So it's probably the best soda there is for the control role specifically. It's also helpful for tanks because it's like an ultimate cola. It maxes their health instead of getting a bad crit chance on the extreme and not getting the full values. So I don't have any regen issues because I can use that soda every 60 seconds. I've got the Central City Trinket I can use to get some power back. I've got supply drops, I've got sidekicks, I've got the summer event trinket. There's plenty of things that give me power back that I don't need to run an artifact solely just for running an extra bit of power regen. It's helpful as like a hard late DPS. It's helpful probably as a healer I'd run it because there's no really good healer ones at the moment. But as a controller, you don't need this one. I shouldn't really have to explain it. Unless you are really trying to play around and like take this instead and then max out your VIT instead. Like there's a way that it could probably work, but it's not necessary to dump 700,000 XP into this just so you can play around with the spec. You can just take a VIT cola like I do normally and everything else. So don't worry about the Omegahedron. Plus, it's not even really designed for control anyway. You just get might, health, and power. So your power goes a bit up, but you're not getting any base fit from it. So once again, you already have a lot of power from the Soul Cloak, and the other two are giving you VIT. So really, once again, you don't actually need it. Going on to the three that you should have. So going to the Parasite Power Harness. All mine are at 160 rank. So Parasite Power Harness, you already know, hitting a controller debuff grants the whole entire group power equal to 9% of your VIT, as well as 1.5% of your VIT. And I'll go through, actually I might as well show what those values are now. Got 1 debuff, 2, 3, go to current effects, see Parasite Power Harness, Parasite Power Harness, Parasite Power Harness. So I'm giving out 1,233 power times 3 and 205 precision to the entire group for that 12 seconds. And this is just in base. I'm not even on an ultimate not an Omega or VIT Cola. So that is 615 prec, and that's 3,699 VIT, power. So 3,700 power gets added on, which is 3,700 power is close to almost a 300 power cost move. So basically everyone gets a free power, as well as a 200 power cost or 100 power cost move, and that's my base stats now, which is 13,705 VIT and 58,946. So in terms of what it looks like when I'm actually controlling, My power pool is at 63,607 with with those extra buff. So obviously I'm always gonna have 3 debuffs out because I'm also proccing the debuff efficiency mod. When I control in a raid now, I practically have, a 64,000 power pool, including some extra practice for some damages on solar flames. Also, it's very helpful for the precision DPS out there, which there's plenty of right now, to get an extra 600 plus prec. And going to the next one, scrap the Sulk look at 160. This is also the no-brainer. Once again, I'll always say, just for the people that want to kind of trash talk it, the only case for not running the Soul Cloak is mental and gadgets, and even now when there's 3 slots, really you might as well, because you're gonna have those leveled anyway for DPS roll. So there's no reason not to. Plus, it also has the highest power pool, like base power stats is 5% power, so you have the most you have the highest power compared to the other 3 artifacts. And then the newest one at 160, Amulet of Rao. I know it's going to sound hypocritical saying, oh, run the Amulet now. That's why when there's only 2 slots. Now there's 3. There's really no case not to run the Amulet. It's got 5% VIT base stats, so your VIT's also going up just by that value, which is very handy. And at least the debuffs are giving you something. So if I went over here, so if I select the center target there, let's see, that's got a debuff, that's got a debuff, the center one does, and this one. So the front 2 targets and the right 2 targets. So all 4 of those have the heal debuff. Let's see if it's... 1, 2, 4, yeah. So it looks like no matter where I do it, it's always those 4 targets or whatever. But obviously I could keep spamming it and get debuffs on everyone. So if I did... target loaded. Attack one. They all have the debuffs. All 8. So essentially that's what it's doing. It's spreading your debuffs to other targets. In terms of the strength, I'll cut to a test, not to test there, but I'll test to a duel here so you can see what the actual strength is on the effects menu, because it's hard to get an idea of what 40% stronger means. Okay, so in terms of the debuffs, it's hard to hear. The 35 healing received. Healing debuff's not going to really work in showing in PvP, but as you can see there, minus 14% defense for 12 seconds and minus 14% damage bonus for 12 seconds. So this is what the 160 Amulet looks like when the debuffs are on an actual target. But essentially those are going to be the 3 artifacts that you're going to run. And in terms of max stats, after I've taken the Vit Cola and Compound Omega at the moment, base stats bring me to 61,285 power pool and 14,535 Vit. And then with the 3 debuffs active with the Parasite, brings my power pool to 66,426. And the precision gets up to almost to 9,900. I can see there I'm getting another like 5,000 power pool. Let's do that again here. The actual values that it's giving me here. So 1,308 power and 218 precision, which is a little bit higher than what it was before. So 650 prec per person per the entire group for the entire raid. And 3,924. So almost 4,000 power given out as well. Per debuff. Well, per 3 debuffs. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching.